Chapter 5: Connecting Strongly with Your Manifestation Answers. The answer to each of your unmanifested intentions is hidden in the heart of each intention. I call this your manifestation answer. When you connect strongly with this manifestation answer, your intentions and desires come to pass very quickly in your outer physical experience. Age-old spiritual teachings have expressed this truth in many different ways, most commonly through the saying, "What you seek is also seeking you." For the uninitiated, this makes little sense, since what I am asking for is a physical object with no innate intelligence. How can this object be seeking me? This is why most self-improvement teachings focus on outward actions and steps to take to achieve or attract manifestations into one's life. But you know better as a reader of this book. What the saying means is that the very essence of your intention contains what you are asking for. You just need to connect strongly with this essence to allow it into your life experience. This connection can be made in an instant. It does not depend on time or the fulfillment of external circumstances. It is something that can be done right here and now. In fact, all of my books and teachings are about making this interconnection so you can realize the outer manifestations in your life. This connection with your manifestation answer is best made using not mind. Anytime you attempt to connect with your manifestations using the mind, you invite the mind to work on the problem. In other words, you are asking the mind to figure out how to make something happen in your life, or what is the next step you should take to make something happen faster. Remember, the slightest struggle or strain you feel about the process indicates that you are using the mind instead of not mind. This is a perfect reminder for you to gently let go and ease off the process. Connecting with your manifestation answers is an experiential process that is difficult, if not almost impossible, to adequately describe in words. Remember that anytime we try to qualify or state something, we inadvertently introduce the mind into the process. Instead of describing what you should do or what it entails, it would be easier if I told you two vastly different manifestation experiences that happened to me. The first story involves the deliberate and forceful use of the mind, while the second story involves not mind. As you read, you may recognize and identify parallel experiences in your own life. This process of identifying similar experiences makes it easy for you to apply the concept of manifesting with not mind in your own life. Let's talk about the first manifestation experience, done effortfully with the mind. There was a time when I had the intention to tidy up the living room and make it more presentable to guests. Figuring that this would be a small intention, I set about fulfilling it using the logical mind. I made lists about what I should do and blocked out time where I would work through one pile of items at a time. While this eventually got the job done after several weeks, I wouldn't say that I enjoyed the process. It would have been a different story if I enjoyed tidying up. If so, that would have been a path to the manifestation for me. But I did not. I viewed it as a distraction from my work. Looking back, the first mistake that I made was to separate the things in my life into what could be done with the mind versus what I left up to the universe, or not mind. In the past few years, I have completely given up on this distinction and encourage you to do the same. Nowadays, no matter what task I am faced with, whether related to my work or otherwise, I always leave it up to not mind. If I subsequently need to get the mind involved in figuring certain aspects out, that comes naturally to me as part of my connection with the manifestation answers. The second manifestation experience also involves tidying up. Notice that the content of the intention is the same, but this time, I no longer decided to use my mind to quote unquote figure things out since it was a relatively small task. Remember that the universe knows no difference between manifesting a castle and a button. It is all made up of the same universal substance, pure, formless, unconditioned awareness. So if the universe does not distinguish between big or small, easy or difficult, near or far, then why should we? Leave everything up to not mind. This time, I had the intention to tidy up another area of my house. Instead of making lists and letting the mind decide how it should be done, I held the intention very simply in my awareness. Holding the intention means simply becoming aware of its purest content without allowing the mind or resisting the temptation to figure things out. Just hold the purest intention in your awareness for a few seconds at a time, and then let it go. If you would like to take it one step further, especially in the beginning, you may want to also hold the intention that you are letting not mind take care of it. This is all you have to do. No lists, no figuring things out, and no setting aside blocks of time to get it done. Does it mean that physical action will not be needed to create manifestations in your life? Absolutely not. What we are doing here is to let not mind take care of everything first. If physical action from you is needed, it will be taken care of effortlessly. In many cases, the physical action could also come from someone else, such as the help offered by a friend. We leave all of these possibilities up to not mind. A few days after holding that intention in my awareness and letting it go, I was cycling on my stationary bike when a sudden impulse came to me. The impulse did not come in words, but instead in the form of an unambiguous, unmistakable action to take. Most interestingly, it would not have been an action I would have taken myself because it did not make sense to me. It was an inspiration to move a particular item in a way I had not envisioned. This one move not only allowed me to hide one piece of furniture behind another, but it also straightened up that corner of the house and everything fell into place. I had connected with the right manifestation answer using not mind. The impulse to take action followed naturally from that. When I compared the second manifestation experience to the first, the most obvious difference is that there was absolutely no strain, struggle, or effort involved. I had an impulse, and I felt moved to act on it at once without any delay or mental thought. Ever since I made a conscious decision to manifest from not mind, my life has been filled with wondrous experiences like this. But they are not something extraordinary or out of this world. These are, in fact, what you should naturally expect once you manifest from this new place in your life, beyond thoughts, emotions, and form. I have chosen two examples that involve the same intention of tidying up. In fact, this method can be applied to any situation in your life, regardless of what you are asking for. As mentioned, the universe does not make a distinction between whether you are asking for a lot or very little. It does not place a limit on your manifestations. If you can hold something purely in your awareness, then not mind can deliver it to you in the fastest and most efficient way possible. Let us apply this in your life right now. Hold an intention which you would like to manifest in your awareness. You do not need to spend all your waking hours thinking about this intention. That would be counterproductive and would, of course, be an invitation for the mind to participate. On the contrary, you want to think about your intentions using your mind as little as possible. All you need to do is hold it purely in your conscious awareness for a couple of seconds and then let it go. Hold another conscious intention to let not mind take care of what you have just stated. For the rest of the day, go about your daily life and do something else. Take care of what needs to be done in the moment and focus wholeheartedly on the matter at hand. Allow yourself to be fully carried away by the present moment without analyzing or thinking about each step along the way. Everything that needs to get done will eventually get done. Overanalyzing and overthinking lead to paralysis and overload. The mind simply cannot proceed when it is overloaded with so many options because it has no way of foretelling the future apart from imagining it. So let everything go. Hold an intention purely, make a conscious shift to not mind, and then stop thinking about it completely. A common misconception is that if one stops thinking about our intentions, then we no longer attract it into our experience. This is based on the mistaken belief that we need to manually keep track of everything using our minds. The manifestation process is beyond the mind and does not depend on our individual minds to function. So it does not matter whether we are actively thinking of an intention or otherwise. Just as the impulse to take the right action came from beyond my mind and at the right time, even though I wasn't actively thinking about the intention, the right things will happen through you in the proper sequence. When you apply not mind to your manifestations, you free yourself up to be a conduit in this beautiful world of creations. Not just your own creations, but the creations and manifestations of others. Each of us plays a part in this dynamic co-creation process with things effortlessly orchestrated by an intelligence that is bigger than ourselves. It would be ludicrous to believe that any of us, individually, can control or figure even a small part of this process out. As we wrap up this chapter and the first half of this book, let us activate a couple of not mind protocols to make the manifestation process effortless for you. First, start everything in your life with not mind and let it guide you along. Use not mind to dissolve the need to figure things out and let go of the need to mentally think about an intention for long periods. Know that whether you actively think about something or otherwise, it is still manifesting for you in the right order and sequence. Use not mind to completely dissolve old erroneous beliefs about the manifestation process and the role you play in the creation process. Use not mind to become part of the manifestation process instead of the separate external individual who manifests something outside of himself or herself. Let's use not mind to become one with your manifestation answers and what you are manifesting. All it takes to manifest from not mind is a simple intention and a shift in your current way of being. When you move from always wanting to take the next step to letting the universe take the lead, life becomes easy and effortless for you. If there is any action instrumental in the process, the impulse from not mind is clear and unequivocal without any doubts or questioning involved. It will be a clear impulse, one that is uncluttered by any cognitive thinking, emotions, or thoughts. Let this be your new way of functioning in the world and immerse yourself in the process. Be part of your manifestations.